Well, here we are, semifinals competition, Red Bull X Fighters Slane Castle. Just 4 guys left here doing battle. Look at this crowd. And unfortunately, you'll see a few umbrellas there in the crowd. We've had a threat of rain all day long. It was actually supposed to be pouring by this point. Matt Ribot versus Danny Torres, and here comes the Swiss rider. He's heading for the big jump up the hill. Wow, Matt Ribot, 4th gear bend. That's the first time he's tried that jump, and I can't even believe he went for that thing in the rain. Well, Matt came back from injury in Mexico City and was very tentative in his riding, but he has been so impressive all week here at Slane. And just look at the way he's riding. He seems so dominant, back on top of the game. Of course, Matt is a former winner. Wow, beautiful underflip with a knack-knack. 1 foot going back over the seat. No problem on the quarter pipe. Taking a look around at where to go. Remember, 2 minutes in all of these semifinal runs to impress the 5 judges. His time is winding down. You see the checkered flag fly. Now look at this trick. Hands out, he knows he's made it. Then he's silhouetted against the castle. And check this out. Beautiful execution on the quarter pipe. And a great run for the Swiss rider. So, Matt Ribot takes the hot spot, and Danny Torres takes to the skies over Slane. And a huge super flip to kick it off and hauling down the 20-meter hill there. I think the Irish crowd seems to like that. Big rock solid in front of the 35,000 Irish fans. Well, he's into the flip tricks, but I have to say, just looked a little bit tentative there. Not the usual extension we get from Danny. Oh, also missing the clicker flip there. Well, this is interesting. Torres has been really good all week in practice. Has showed he's got his usual Danny Torres bag of tricks, but a couple of uncharacteristic mistakes, but no mistake there. The look back or twitch whip. Looking back at Matt Ribot, who's sitting on the hot spot. Oh, wow. That was a great ending there. Dropping down the nothing to no footer. And look at this. Silhouetting on Slane Castle. But this trick, the cliffhanger to the nothing, and lands at no-handers, never checks the bars. But here's the thing, look at this. Doesn't do anything, it's just a normal backflip, and even Danny was shaking his head. Well, all up to the judges. And a big surprise, Ribot beats Danny Torres and will go through to the finals. Wow, quite a turn up there. Ribot beating Torres. But here in this semifinals, the newcomer to X Fighters, Jeremy Lusk, gets to go up against the FMX legend, Travis Pastrana. And Lusk kicking it off with a little bit of a knack-knack backflip there. Maybe not as thrown out as we've seen it, but we see the rain really is starting to come down here at Slane Castle. The judges are all looking on, and they really have a tough job here. 2 minutes of riding to judge, and the riders have been riding so well all week long. It's hard to decide between them. Often you're looking for just the little mistakes. And speaking of little mistakes, there, not full extension on that seat grab flip. Wow, but a nice double rock solid, holding the back grabs of the bike, letting go, holding on again, letting go. There's so much happening in one trick. Even I'm getting confused here. Banging the drum, the traditional Bowerons here at Slane Castle. 20,000 of those drums in the audience. The checkered flag flies, and the rain starting to fall. And here we see that start, the big no-hander flip at the castle. And here the helicopter. And then he does a nice whip, but look at how much rain is falling, ladies and gentlemen. And the crowd getting under umbrellas. Wow, Travis Pastrana up at the castle. I can't believe he's riding in the rain. They have a choice. They don't have to do this, but Pastrana said, I'm gonna charge it. I'm gonna do a huge Indian air flip. Wow. This is insanity at its highest level here at Red Bull X Fighters. Oh, nice big 1-footer whip up the quarter pipe, going huge. And this at 26 meters, the biggest jump in our FMX course. Travis having no problems so far. I can't believe he's not losing traction, because rain equals loss of traction equals less distance equals big, big danger. But Travis, as usual, is just charging the Red Bull X Fighters course right now. So, can Pastrana take down Lusk and go to meet Rabot in the finals? Nice heel clicker, comes up once again to the quarter pipe, swings out the one-hander. There's Andy Bell, our head judge, looking on. I just keep looking at the raindrops and still cannot believe that Travis Pastrana is willing to go out there and go big up to the castle, but oh, a telling moment there. Pastrana went for the seat grab and was very tentative, just hung his legs off the back of the bike. And who can blame him? Just look at this. It's practically an aquatic competition, but look at that. He lands side saddle down 20 meters of crazy down run. Travis Pastrana, one of the biggest things I've ever seen in freestyle. Here you see him on the quarter pipe. Now watch this. A little tentative grab. But then he's like, no, I don't care. I'm just going to land side saddle and bump my way down the hill. Well, I got to tell you, I think this is an easy one for the judges. Let's see what they say. Well, that's our host, Lord Henry Mount Charles. He says Pastrana. Our head judge also says Pastrana, which means Travis goes through to meet Matt Rabot in the finals. But the question is, how long will it take before we can have the finals? Because I see an awful lot of rain, an awful lot of umbrellas, but the 35,000 Irish fans are going nowhere. The Irish rain clouds proved pretty unforgiving here tonight, and the decision was made for the riders' safety to cancel the final round. So the results were taken from the qualifying round, and that determined the final placings.
Yeah, for those of you that want to know what we're all about, it's like this, y'all. This is 10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name. Mike, he doesn't need his name up in lights, he just wants to be heard, whether it's the beat of the mic. He feels so unlike everybody else, alone, in spite of the fact that some people still think that they know him, but fuck him, he knows the code. It's not about the salary, it's all about reality.